Welcome back to my Talks Football, and Napoli have become the first team to defeat Juventus this season, and what a game that was. A big win, not only because it was a game against Juventus, but because they continued to extend their lead at the top of the table. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, it was a really good game of football. I will not, I'm not getting there. Unfortunately, there have been too many big games in Serie A this season who have not really lived up to their potential, who have not really lived up to the name. They have been either quite one-sided or they have been extremely boring. But this game, it was a really good game of football. Up until the last moment, you really did not know which way the game was gonna go. Juventus came out of the blocks really quick. I think it was one of the best performance from Juventus, and it's the irony that it is the game that they have lost. They come up Kenan Yildiz with a great start, and the goalkeeper makes a great save. Otherwise, Juventus could have taken a lead. They come back again. They continue to attack. It was basically like a boxing match, both boxers, going at it. It was an end-to-end stuff, and both the goalkeeper had a great game. Let's be honest here, that both of them made great saves, and it was finally it was Juventus who finally get the goal. Kulumani gets the goal, and again Kenan Yildiz is involved. He's the one who is orchestrating everything, and he finally gets the ball into Kulumani, and he scores the goal. It becomes 1-0 right just before half time. It was an important moment to score the goal. Juventus go into the second half, into half time with a goal lead and with an advantage, and you are thinking as a Napoli fan that whether we are going to be able to turn it around. Second half comes in, and Napoli turned the heat a little bit up, and the way that they played in that second half, it was a really good game. It just shows the confidence that Antonio Conte has put in his team, the way that they are playing this season. It has been truly remarkable. And one player that I really want to mention, I mean, in the English Premier League, he was really made fun of, he was really laughed at, but he was exceptional today, and it was Romelu Lukaku. I mean, what a performance from Lukaku. Whenever his team needs him, he really steps up, especially for this season he has been amazing. And yet again tonight, he was a monster at the top of the table. Continuously, the Juventus defenders were basically he dominated them, they destroyed them, he bullied them so easily. He could easily have a brace tonight, a hat-trick tonight. Lukaku has so many good chances, but as I said, both the goalkeepers making some amazing saves, and he made a save saves from Lukaku as well, saves from Anguissa as well. But yet again, Anguissa, I mean, again another one of those players who is quite really underrated, if I'm being very honest with you. He steps up, scores that goal, quite an easy goal to score. I don't know where Juventus's defense was, but Napoli scored the goal early on in the second half. It becomes a 1-0, and then that gives confidence to Napoli to go ahead and attack even further. They become even more dominant, even more confident. They are the home side, they are at the top of the table. They know Juventus are feeling the pressure. They are right at the bottom. There are so many points behind them. They know they are the team that can do the damage, and they played like the team that's going to win the Serie A. It really looked like that, and they go ahead, and I mean, what was Locatelli thinking when he was that tackle? I mean, you're the captain of Juventus in such a big game, and there was such a reckless tackle, easy penalty. You could just see the reaction of the other Juventus player. I mean, the other defenders just with their heads down in the box, that what have you done? And Lukaku steps up and is an easy penalty, scores it, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and it becomes a 2-1 to Napoli. It was just like 20 plus minutes to still to play when Napoli took the lead, but they held on. Juventus really did not, in the second half, really did not do that much. I think they were a lot better in the first half, but in the second half, I think Napoli overtook them, and they got the job done. And yet again, it's the same thing with Juventus. They are just not able to they are not able to finish their chances. They had a good number of chances in the first half where they could have easily taken a good 2-3 lead, and that could have solved the game, solved the problem for them. But they're not able to finish up the job, and they paid the price for it. And the season for them is starting to get really bad for them. Like, they have 16 points behind Napoli, who are at the top of the table. I said this like a month ago, that they are not going to win the title. They are out of the title race. I really think it's going to be a big task for them to finish in those Champions League places and in those European places, because there are so many teams are fighting it out for those European places. and I think Juventus, and out of all the teams, I think Juventus are the worst performing team, if I'm being very honest with you. And they step up for us a select few games. Apart from that, they are really bad. It was one of their best performances tonight, and unfortunately they lost the game. It is, the myth that they are undefeated in the league, that has also come to an end. They have finally lost a game, so that has also been taken away from Thiago Motta. I don't know what he's gonna sell now to the fans. It has been a disastrous campaign till now, so it will be interesting to see from where they will come from there. Napoli, on the other hand, big win for them. They really needed to win that game. Atalanta had a one early on, so they knew that it was important for them to win, and they had a harder game as compared to Atalanta, but they made sure that they won the game. Now that they have basically that they've thrown the gauntlet. Both Atalanta have Napoli have thrown the gauntlet to Inter to see what they can do. Inter are playing tomorrow, so that game is going to be quite interesting as well. The title race again, it is really interesting in Serie A as well. Three teams going at it. So Napoli have done their job. They won a big game, big performance from majority of their players. A good game of football, and Antonio Conte would be really happy. I mean, this is the same Napoli who were not even in that in European places last season, and he has taken them from obscurity, and is now at the top of the table with the players that they have. They a great a performance not from the players but from the manager. The way that he has took this team from, as I said, from obscurity, now challenging for the title, and might possibly go ahead and win the title as well with the players that they have and the way that they are playing. And it's a funny thing that they are the team who has spent the most time at the top of the table. They went for like 10-11 weeks at the top of the table, then they were thrown out. They went to third and fourth, then they have risen up yet again at the top of the table, and now Inter, they are like 6 points ahead of Inter, even though Inter have a game in hand. I really would rather the teams my team have a point on the table rather than having a game in hand, because you never know what that game in hand is going to do. You can easily quite easily lose that as well. So it will be quite an interesting thing to see what happens tomorrow. I personally, at the moment, at the start of the season when I made the prediction, I said Atalanta are going to win it, and they are in for a shout. They finally won the game, but the last month that has really affected Atalanta, to be very honest with you. I really think at the moment I would say Napoli are favorite. Inter, they have a game in hand and whatnot, but I just say the way that all three of them are playing currently, right now, if I had to choose, I think Napoli are favorite to win the Scudetto this year, to be very honest with you, because the way that everybody is performing, and they are winning the games which normally they would not be able to win, and they are winning it confidently as well. Like today, if you ask anybody, Napoli was the better side. So that is something that we don't really say that much about Napoli, if I'm being very honest with you. So yeah, that is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Napoli's performance, what you guys thought of Juventus's performance. Where do you think you are gonna finish? What do you think is biggest problem for Juventus, or do you think Thiago Motta is the right guy or not? And what about Napoli? Do you think they are the real deal? Do you think they are going to win the title, or do you think it is going to be the second place finish for them, and maybe Atalanta are going to win, or maybe Inter are going to retain their title? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.